Welcome to Ask the Expert. I'm Greg Kirkham, and today I'm joined by Ace Luciano, head guy in charge of BGA Enterprises based in good old Gilbert, Arizona. Ace, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks, Greg. Happy to be here.
So, hey, let's dive right in. First, tell us about BGA Enterprises and how did you get into the industry?
BGA Enterprises started way back in 2006, and it's basically BGA is people ask me where the name came from. It came from my old one of my very first social media profiles that my son set up for me. It's called Big Game Ace. So a lot of my social media is under Big Game Ace. BGA Enterprises is the umbrella to several other businesses. One is Ace Outdoor Public Relations, where we do public relations, media relations, et cetera, for companies in the outdoor space. The other is World Game Hunts Limited, where we are a full agency and outfitter for outdoor hunting, fishing, photography, safari, things like that, trips worldwide. The other is BGA Marketing, which is a sales and marketing consultancy where we work with everything from social media marketing to SEO, SEM, website design, as well as advertising design, advertising review. I would say a great portion of that business is actually where people send me their current advertising or proposed advertising, have me review it, go over it with them, what I would do to improve, what I would do to make it work better. And I would say probably 80 to 90% of the time they take my advice and it works a little better for them.
Yeah, can't get everybody to get on board
Right,
all the time, 100% of the time, but when they
right.
listen to the advice, you're pulling off of your experiences over a long period of time, right? You can bring that experience to the table for them. It's up to them to ultimately take that advice and be responsible for their success. But you've done a really good job at positioning it in a way where they know that you are an authority in this.
Well, and I usually give the analogy to them and I say, listen, if we were in court and I was your lawyer and I said, whatever you do, don't say this. And whatever you do, when they ask this, make sure you say this, what would you do? And they would say, well, I wouldn't say that there, and I would say this then. I'm like, all right, if I was your doctor and I said, here's what we're going to do. You need to take this medication. You need to do this. What would you do? They're like, well, I would take your advice. I would take the medicine. I'm like, you're literally paying me for my advice and my expertise. I highly encourage you to take it. It will be better for you. So,
Yeah, exactly. And it's, they're compensating you to be able to work with you for that advice. Ultimately, it's up to them whether or not to take it. But, myself being in the space, in the marketing space at least, uh, I've seen a lot of clients come in and learn really hard lessons by not taking that advice. And it
yeah,
ends up getting expensive really fast. So,
that's unfortunate.
what where do you see the industry, the outdoor focused industry, really moving within the next, say, 2 years? I know, quick 30 seconds, quite at you.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. The industry is fickle, especially the gun industry. Gun sales, people will say gun sales are down. And knowing what I know from the inside data, I will say that is not true. They are NICS background checks, which is the background check you have to get to buy a firearm through a licensed dealer. They are only very slightly, very, very slightly down, and they've been level for 5 or 6 months. And what that means is there's no panic buying. So we're just, sales aren't down. We're just in a regular market. And when we had the previous administration, we were in a bit of a panic market. When we were in the pre-Trump era, before 2016, we were in a panic buy market. The riots, of the 17, 18, 19, the riots that were going on, there was panic buying, right? It goes in cycles. So what I tell people is the time to do your marketing is when times are good, and the time to do your marketing is when times are bad. Don't think because times are good that, oh, we don't need this marketing. Oh, we don't need this advertising because we're selling out of everything we have. What you're doing is you're building your customer base and you're fencing that herd, right? Because the
Mm,
downtimes are going to come. And this industry is notorious for when they're flush, they hold on to their money. And when they're broke, they cry poor and say, we don't have any money. And by that
mm,
point, it's too late to help. Like you can't, it's much harder to
yeah.
dig out of a hole than it is to start at ground level.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Ace, and sharing your insights with us today. To learn more about Ace Luciano and BGA Enterprises, visit asktheexperttv.com.